All right, guys, we're back in the shop. I got a brand new Kleen-Rite equipment, low pressure board. I'm gonna do a little unboxing and a little mock-up of an installation here on the table, just to give you guys an easier way to get these on the wall and get them running at the wash. So inside the box, you're gonna have your low pressure board itself. We'll pull that out. I'm gonna set it on the table. You're gonna wanna mount this to the wall, wherever your desired location. Keep in mind, when you choose a spot to mount this on the wall, the HydroMinder comes with the standard 9-foot draw tube. So keep that in mind when you're mounting this, to keep it within that distance of your chemical storage. Inside the bin itself, in the soap bin itself, there's a small cardboard box. Inside that cardboard box is our air dryer and regulator station. We ship this separate so that it does not get damaged in the shipping process. This is an easy installation. We're just going to back this locking nut off of the regulator itself, slip it through the already mounted bracket, and just spin that back on to get this locked in place. Once you have the regulator station mounted in, we're going to want to connect our air tubing. The air tubing is clearly red, and we've made it red to make this installation that much easier. You'll see from the air manifold block, we're a little long on the tubing. We make it that way on purpose so that we know you get a good fit every time. So with a pair of snips, you can line that up to the connection on the top regulator, snip that tubing, and get a clean installation. The bottom side, same thing. Whether you need to snip it or not, another tight, clean installation there. Moving on from that, I'm going to grab the HydroMinder 506, pull this out. In the box, you should have the HydroMinder, your float weight. There's that 9-foot draw tube I mentioned. And then your chemical dispersion fill tube. Also, a bag of tips with a tip chart included. You're going to want to figure out whatever chemical you're using, the dilution ratio that is suggested for that chemical. Match that up with the chart and install that tip into the eductor, which is located here. So I'm going to now slide. I'm going to pre-install the chain for the float on the fill arm. I typically set this at about 5 to 7 balls left hanging from the bottom. We're going to slide that into place using these thumb tabs for the mounting bracket. We'll loosen those up and then tighten those back down to clamp this thing into place. This will be your city water connection. We're going to connect city water to this. This is a 3/4 inch hose connection. So whether you're going to use a hose that you have on site, or if you're going to make your own hose, you can grab that barbed to garden hose fitting straight from the website when you order the board to make the installation quick and easy. Going to jump over to the other side. We have our fill tube. This does come a little long. We're going to want to cut this down a small amount, maybe about 10 inches. You'll be able to see when you slide this down in and get that connected about how much you need to cut off. We want to make sure that enough is cut off that it does not impede with the float itself within the bin. After you have your tip installed into the adductor, that 9-foot draw tube, going to slip right over top of that, and that blue foot valve straight down into the chemical that we're going to be using. Now, let's jump up to the wiring. We're going to bring all of our bay wiring in up top, okay? Guys, you can see here we have a terminal decal that says B1, B2, B3, and B4. This is a 4-bay system. B1 stands for bay 1, B4 stands for bay 4. We have those markers there so you know what terminals are for what bay. On the far left side, the first 2 terminals is going to be for bay 1. The first terminal that has our red wires going to it is going to be our positive. The second terminal that has the white wires going to it is going to be our neutral or our common. To install your wiring to this terminal, we're going to flip the 2 orange levers down, slide our stripped wires into the top, and then flip them back down. That clicking sound is the actual terminal mechanism locking the wire down in place so that it can't go anywhere. Once we have that done, we're going to route our air and our product tubing out to the bay. The air is going to be 1/4 inch. The product is going to be 3/8. I highly recommend that you merge them at the bay above the boom or above whatever device you're going to be using to push this chemical out through. It is always better to merge that in the bay and not in the equipment room for a better show. Once we have all those lines out to the bay and everything hooked up, we're going to get our water on. We're going to get some solution mixed up in the bin, and we want to turn the furthest bay away on. You always want to start at the furthest bay away. Once you have that bay on and running, we're going to come in and we're going to adjust our air. I recommend you take that straight to 40 pounds. We're going to want to take the air on top of the product straight to 35 pounds. One quick last note is that we always want to make sure that our product pressure is always higher than our air pressure. We need to ensure that this is the case because if your air pressure is higher than your product pressure, it will stunt the Flojet from running and delivering the product to the bay the right way. That's it. That's a wrap for this quick little video. If you have any questions about the installation or what products you can run through these LP boards, give us a call at Kleen-Rite and we'll get you fixed up.
Kleen-Rite.